Hi, XenBliss here. I wanted to do a video that was real and authentic and in the moment. And what I wanted to talk about was the depth of human emotion. I've noticed that, myself included, but that I've observed on social media for many, many years, as well as, which there was television before there was social media, right? That people have to put on these perfect faces and they have to get so made up in terms of all put together and have their emotions 100%, in check, meaning put their best foot forward and their most motivational voice and their most motivational, I got my shit together persona. And I'm realizing that I have a big aspect of that within myself as well, and that there's a time and a place for that, and it's necessary. But I also know that I'm starting to understand at a deeper level that part of my purpose is to be an example of the spectrum of emotion on the planet. In human design, I'm a projector. In and of it, so if you're curious about what that is, there's lots and lots of resources online you can look up. I recommend Karen Curry Parker, Jenna Zoe, I'm probably going to butcher her name, Christine Ingrick or something, INGRE, something like that. I don't know. I'm Christine something. Anyway, there's a lot of really good people out there that can explain what that means, but essentially projectors are the feelers of the planet. We feel all of the energy, all of the emotion. We're the grid holders of energy and emotion. And then in Jenna Zoe's book, I started reading about my gifts, and it talks about those are those columns. If you look at your human design chart, those are the numbers that go down each column. Those are associated with a gift that you came, a soul gift that you came with. And one of mine in particular is about the depth of emotion. And I've always been someone who could cry a lot. I could cry a river, like the song goes, cry me a river. And I've always been someone who would feel things by most people's standards way longer than I should. Diving really, really deep into the sea of the abyss of emotion, and then often dwelling there, unfortunately, but also now realizing that it was part of my ability to have compassion and feel where people are at the deepest parts of themselves, which I made a post about this earlier, is that it allows you to experience the highest highs, because there's an entire spectrum. If all you ever experienced was kind of a mediocre, happy, sad, you wouldn't necessarily get to experience the sweetness and the juiciness that life, the human experience, actually offers us as divinity, as divine beings having a human experience. There's a whole spectrum of feelings. There's a whole spectrum of things we can emote and express ourselves with. And I wanted to do a video about that right now because I was having an emotional wave. And one of the things that we've been taught as a society to do is to suppress those feelings, suppress those emotions, go distract yourself with something else, ignore them, take this vitamin or take this antidepressant or take this, substance that numbs you or whatever it may be. Eat your feelings, do something, but don't acknowledge the depth of what you're feeling. And I just feel like that is, for lack of a better term, bullshit. And that part of what allows us to expand as our soul grows in various ways is to deepen our ability to feel. And this message probably won't resonate with many of you that are going to see this video, if you see it at all. I'm speaking directly to my audience. I'm speaking to the people that are meant to resonate with my message. A lot of times we don't understand emotions, and emotions come in waves. They they are literally like tidal waves of energy that start in our body and move up and radiate from our heart and from our wounds, from the places that we felt judged or unaccepted or had confusion or bullied or whatever it might be. And in my opinion, in my humble opinion, and I feel part of my purpose is to help people embrace the depth of their emotions. There's a big, huge misnomer, in my opinion, on the planet that crying is somehow weakness. It's somehow not healthy. It's somehow something to be ashamed of, something to suppress, especially for men, right? You're not masculine or you're not manly enough if you cry. God forbid you feel emotions and express them in some feminine or emotionally weak way. I'm here to eradicate that belief on the planet, and I feel like the newer generations have come with this understanding. A lot of the masculine embodied beings are experiencing a lot more of their sensitivity sides. I have 2 boys, twin boys, and they definitely have the capacity to feel and to emote, and I'm raising them to know that that is a gift, that they will not suppress that in my presence. It's not an accident that we have tear ducts, so many of them, and that when we are really, really happy and joyful, we tear up. We literally tear up, happy tears, when we're really, really, really ecstatically happy, or really, really feeling that overwhelming sense of joy. And then we also tear up and release sadness in such a powerful way through our tears. This is a water planet. Our bodies are made of water. Our tears are our connection and our release to higher realms, to higher understanding, to higher consciousness. So I believe it is very, very important to allow yourself to feel all the feelings that you're feeling, and taking it from someone who understands the emotion of anger probably better than the average bear, if you will. I've recently discovered I have an angry grizzly bear that lives inside of me, so I'm embracing her these days, and understanding what that emotion is for. Anger is a catalyst emotion. Anger is a energy of movement and power, if channeled in a healthy way, for moving yourself towards something better, something different, something greater. It's a catalyst energy designed, it's a catalyst emotion, energy in motion, to move you up the emotional scale. Because if you're down in the lower frequencies like depression, apathy, melancholy, there's a sense of powerlessness and hopelessness in those lower emotions, and you can't get to joy and bliss from that place. And my message on the planet is about bliss. Everyone's like, global peace, let's do peace out, right? I want more than that for the world. I want more than that for myself. I want more than that for my family. I want more than that for everyone. I want heaven on earth, and heaven on earth to me means global bliss. That's what I want. And I've seen that vision for a long time, and I realize that I can't create that without having that within myself and embodying that within myself. And so what I discovered is, in order to reach bliss, you also too have to understand despair and melancholy. You have to understand the entire spectrum. And I've spent the majority of my life discovering and learning and embodying and experiencing those things. And so as you're moving up the emotional scale, anger is actually a secondary emotion. It's a shield. It's a protector. It's like your warrior that comes out to protect you when you're actually feeling deep-seated sadness. And so many of us skip over the sadness part and go straight to the anger because we want to hurry up and move up that emotional scale. But there's a huge gift in that sadness. There's a huge gift in being able to feel feelings at the deepest levels. There's a huge gift in understanding the depth of what you're feeling in that sadness, because there's messages in it for you. And so that's what I wanted to do a video about today. I'm going to be doing more and more videos as I feel inspired. I'm about to start something called my 101 Days of Chi Strong. I teach Qigong and yoga. I teach something called Zen Chi Yoga, if you've ever heard of that. I've got a few videos still left online, and I'm going to be launching a whole new series as the days come on. But I'm going to be doing some form of practice for the next 101 days, presenting some content and presenting some inspiration to help people really get into their bodies and connect with their emotions, because your emotions are in your body. And so many of us suppress and ignore our emotions and ignore our bodies, and then we wonder why so many things are not necessarily aligning in the highest ways for us. So part of my mission and my belief in bliss is you can't have one without the other. You can't have the mind without the body. You can't have the body without the spirit. You can't have the spirit without the mind. You have to have the Holy Trinity. You have to have the trifecta: the body, the mind, and the spirit. And when you have all three of those, and you embrace the feeling spectrum, when you embrace the emotional scale moving up, that's how you get to bliss. And part of what I want to do is embody that more, to be able to stay in that higher blissful realms longer, but also remind people that it is perfectly normal and natural to not be rainbows and butterflies and bubbly, cosmic, shiny objects all the time. I come from a realm, in my opinion, where that is the norm. That is how life should and gets to be. But I recognize that in this realm, it's important for us to have the spectrum, and then we can appreciate those higher rainbow bliss realms and experiences and the juiciness of life so much more, if we allow ourselves to go into those deeper realms. Not dwell there. Dwelling there is very disempowering, but allowing yourself to feel that. So the next time you feel emoting, the next time you feel like you want to cry, please hear this message and know that you are held, supported, and loved, and accepted, and celebrated for your ability to feel and your ability to express that feeling. It will lead you to greater places and greater insights, and it will lead you to freedom. I'm XenBliss. Namaste.